Are you thinking about moving to or visiting Paraguay in 2025, but you're not really sure how much it really costs? Well, you're definitely not alone. A lot more people have been coming to Paraguay and it has been getting a lot more attention. But is it really as affordable as people say? In this video, I'm gonna break down the real cost of living in Paraguay coming from someone who's been here for 6 months now. And specifically, I'll be covering rent, food, transportation, entertainment, and everything you need to know before making the move. Hey guys, if you're new here, I'm Alex. I'm currently living in the beautiful country of Paraguay. On this channel, I share everything I've learned on leaving the US and building an amazing life here in Latin America. So if that sounds like your thing, make sure to subscribe. Now let's get into the numbers. All right, per usual, let's just dive right in with number one category, housing costs, right? Housing costs are gonna be your most expensive cost, regardless of what city you're in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you can find on Airbnb, which is your easiest, most convenient solution. Yes, you will be paying a premium because everything is included, including electric, water, trash, high-speed internet, etc. Everything's covered in the rent, but I still think you're able to find really good options for a really good price. So if we go searching here, let's just type in Asunción, Paraguay. We'll just go with the Via Moda. If you guys are staying here for more than a month, then obviously you'll save more money that way. So I'd always choose the monthly option. And this is just going to give you an idea as far as what you can get out here, okay? And then I'll share what I pay, and I might even share a video of my apartment as well. I'm currently in a 2-bedroom in Via Moda, which is basically this area here, right near Shopping Mariscal. The main one of the main malls where we have Shopping Mariscal. Anywhere near here is Via Moda, probably one of the most expensive areas, if not the most expensive area in the country. All right, so you can see right off the bat, what I like to do is I like to go to homes because I don't have roommates, and you can just play with this feature here. Like if you do it first and then you do it again, now it gives you the actual accurate like range, right? So you can get a good gauge as far as what a place is going to go for by looking at the median or right around the average, right? Between here and here. So you're looking at somewhere between 1,000 to 700 a month, right? For most places in this specific neighborhood. Okay, so just to kind of give you an idea as far as the quality you can get, I've hearted some of these that I think I would rent myself. Right, so let's just click this one here for $840. And by the way, just because you see the price $840 doesn't mean that you can't negotiate. You know, I could probably do another video on how you can negotiate off Airbnb with the landlords to save even more money, because the fees here, like you're paying $91 for a fee, Airbnb fee alone, you're paying $18 for a cleaning fee, right? So there's ways that I can show you how to save money with this. But as you can see here, this is a good apartment. Right, you have the living room, you have a breakfast bar, you have a balcony, which you'll get in pretty much 80% of these places. Everything's included, comes with a blender. A lot of these have coffee makers. You have a desk, bed. Like this is a good apartment. Right, you can see it's in a new building. Laundry's not in the unit, but it is in the building. And I've lived in this building as well. This is the Hassler building. Has the gym here. I can share probably some video footage of me working out in this gym and doing yoga in this, we'll just call it gym. Common room, this is where you can have an asado, invite your friends over. This is just the entrance area. You see nice views, pool, right? And this is what you're going to get in a standard luxury building, right, in Via Moda. And it's $949 a month, okay? But like I said, you could probably get this for somewhere between 700 to 1,000 for most buildings in Via Moda, in the most expensive part of the city. All right, now let's look for another area where I think if you're more of a budget traveler, as I put it, by the way, if you haven't watched that video, you can check that one out. I might include it in this video too, a link to the video where you can find other neighborhoods that are more affordable. But here would be a good area. This is the San Cristobal neighborhood. You can see here you're still pretty close to Via Moda. You're close to all the shopping malls, Las Lomas. And this is where you can get some good value. All right. So you can see here there's a Super Safe. You can just walk to the supermarket, get your necessities. Super Safe is also great because they make your lunch for you, and it's a good lunch. So let's see what we have here. Like this might be a respectable apartment. What else can I find here? This looks like a respectable apartment. So you can see for 726, probably drop this down to maybe 600 a month, somewhere around there. Living room, balcony. You can do your work from here. Couch, TV, fully equipped kitchen, an oven. You got the stove. Yeah, so this is a respectable apartment, right? Looks like it's a 1 bedroom. You have the entrance there for about 600 to 700 a month. All right, so that's what you can expect. Now let's go back to my sheet here. You can see I put luxury 1 bed Via Mota in the best neighborhood, somewhere between 700. If you want really nice, if you want 2 beds, about 1,200. And then you can go as cheap as even like if you wanted to share housing for really, if you're really on a budget, you could go as cheap as 200 to 350. If you want to live in an area outside of what I'm showing you here too, you can probably get your own apartment for around this price. But I'm talking more to the person who wants a respectable apartment, wants to live on their own. You're probably spending about 700 to 1,200 for a nice place, and then probably 450 to 700 for a budget traveler. And by the way, I pay about $1,000 a month for a 2 bedroom off Airbnb in probably the best neighborhood in my opinion, and Via Mota / Recoleta. And last point here on housing costs. Like I said, if you're renting longer term, you can negotiate much better deals. Okay, so what I've done is I actually have experience here renting in Airbnb. I have landlord references. So when I found my current apartment, which again, I'll probably share a video of my apartment, I already spoke to the landlord saying that I have landlord references. I've been here for a certain amount of time. And then right off the bat, I met her in person. I saw her in person. I met her in person, and I was able to negotiate a much better rate than what you'll find off Airbnb. I think she listed my apartment for probably around $1,400 a month, somewhere around there. And I got it down to about $1,000, okay, for a very nice spot. So just want to reiterate, if you're renting long-term, if you're already here, you can get much better deals. And Airbnb is a great option, especially if you're just testing out the city at first. All right, so next category is food and dining. Now, for someone who's more of a budget traveler, you can get street food here. They have empanadas, lomitos, chipa, for about $1 to $3 per meal. All right, and you can just find, if you go around like Shop Mariscal or on the shopping malls, you'll see some of these street food options. But I'm not someone who really eats much street food. You probably won't be either. So if you're looking for local lunch menus, this is like the executive menu. Places like Super Seis, which is a supermarket, have really good lunch options. A lot of times I get my lunch there, and you're spending about $4 to $6 a meal for good meals, for good steaks, for chicken, for whatever you need, right? For spending about $5, $6 per meal. Now, if you're going out to dinners, right, that's going to be still a pretty good price compared to what you're spending in the States. Like a mid-range restaurant, you're looking at $10 to $15 a month. For a fancy dining experience, I remember I went to probably one of the best steakhouses here is La Cabrera, and I spent maybe about $40 for like the tomahawk, for all the sides per person, okay? That includes a drink too. So for a fancy dining experience, you're spending between $25 to $40, which is a really good deal. What you normally spend maybe a couple hundred, maybe $500 for a meal in the States, you're only spending about $40 to $50 here, we'll say tops, right? I think grocery is going to depend on the person. I put my expenses here for January. I put $115 for groceries. This is going to be all my necessities, right? You know what you buy for groceries, plus protein, right? So protein is probably the most expensive part of that. Eating out, I basically eat out every single day. And my total came out to about $175 eating out every single day. Basically having lunch menus at Super Seis, maybe some restaurants here and there, right? This isn't going out, by the way. This isn't me going on dates or dinners with friends. This is just me, right? My food and dining. So plus I drink coffee every day. I like to walk to coffee shops around here, and so I have a budget for that. And I spent about $66. So in total, just for me, I spent about $355 eating out every single day. All right. So you can adjust this to you. If you're someone who cooks at home, this is going to be less. If you're someone who likes to eat out every single day, maybe multiple times a day, this is probably going to be a little more. All right, now moving on to transportation. Transportation is another big money saver when it comes to living in Paraguay. It's super affordable when it comes to getting around. All you really need to do is live in a good area, like I showed you in a previous video. You want to be near the main shopping malls, and you won't need Ubers to get around, right? You have everything within walking distance. But at the same time, if you want to go outside the city, if you want to go to the centro, if you want to go to maybe a restaurant that's outside your zone, then Uber is going to be your best bet. Okay, I put here that Bolt is also a very popular service that mainly the locals use. I stick to Uber. Uber, from what everyone says, is the safest option here. For me, it's still super affordable. I'm paying maybe $2 to $4 per ride. All right. Now, I'm also, when I'm going on dates with new women, a lot of times I do pay for their Uber, right? So this is including dating too. Just keep that in mind. So I spent about $152 for Ubers. But if it was just me, if I really wanted to save in this category, I could literally drop this down to maybe $10, $15 for the month if I really wanted to. Okay. You do have local bus options as well. 50 cents per ride. I've never ridden the bus here, but it is an option for you. So basically a monthly transportation budget, just you, might be around $50. If you are someone who wants an active dating life, I would recommend you offer paying for Ubers, because a lot of the girls here who are younger, if you're a guy dating younger women, they don't make much money in this country. I think the minimum wage is probably like $300-$400 for the entire month. So keep that in mind. If you want to go on a date with someone and you want them to come to your neighborhood, a lot of times they're going to live maybe 30 minutes out from where you live, right, in the best part of town. And it makes sense to visit you because you have the best options for bars, best coffee shops, best dating locations, right? And when you offer to pay for their Uber, basically, it's not going to cost you much, and it's gonna show you're a caballero, right? So that's a small tip. It also, another reason why I like to pay for their Ubers is because you don't have to wait. You know exactly when they'll show up. You know, there's no flaking. There's no showing up half an hour, 1 hour late, right, to a date. You know exactly when they're going to be there because you got them their transportation. So that's another benefit, is a time saver. All right, and then last point, if you live in a walkable area, as I already mentioned, actually, Via Mora or Carmelitas or Shopping de Sol, right, you really don't need Ubers much, and you definitely won't need a car here. Side note, not having a car is a game changer. If you're living in the States, I was paying about $1,000 a month when it includes the car payment, the car insurance, the gas, the occasional parking tickets in freaking Boston, Massachusetts. So I was spending at least $1,000 a month for a car that wasn't that great of a car. Yeah, so basically, you're saving $1,000 a month not needing a car. And it's really a game changer for me. Basically being driven everywhere, basically having everything walking distance is a game changer. So you definitely won't need a car here in Paraguay unless you want to travel to the interior. Kind of, we call it the interior. It's basically like the rural areas of the country. You could rent a car if you want to, or you can just take an Uber or even a bus if you want to go to those places. All right. But you'll save a lot of money here not needing a car, and you really won't need Ubers if you're in a great area. But if you do need Ubers, it's really affordable. All right, moving on to entertainment and lifestyle. So I put here a few different categories. Gym membership. Some of you might not need this. I mentioned I have a gym in pretty much every building I've been to. I have my own gym. I'll probably share a video of my gym so that you know what it looks like. Has all the dumbbells, has incline bench, has cable rows, has treadmills, right? So it has everything that you need to get a full workout in, quite honestly. So I save not needing to pay money here on gym memberships, but they do have really good gyms here for about $30 to $50 a month if you're someone who likes to get all the bells and whistles when it comes to working out. Now, co-working, this is another thing that I don't really use because I have a co-working spot in my building, but I'm someone who likes to work from home, right? I have a setup here. I have my 2 screens. I have my headphones. I have everything that I need here from my apartment. And so I'm not someone who likes to spend on co-working. I don't like to carry my stuff. I don't like to set everything up. But if you're someone who likes to do that, then you can find co-working spaces here as well. Just be sure to, factor in that it will cost you maybe $50 to $200 a month. All right. And then in entertainment, this is where I include going out and having drinks and dinners with friends or dates. This is more like $10, I'd say. For a first date out here, the most I do is 1 drink each. So a drink here is probably going to cost you about $5. So you can get by with first dates on $10, which is what I basically do. But if you want to get food and have a night with the boys, then basically you're spending probably somewhere up to $40 per night, just whenever you go out. And then weekend trips to the countryside. If you're someone who wants to get out of the city, maybe every month or every couple months, then you want to factor that in as well. So basically, your lifestyle budget is pretty flexible. Me personally, I spend about $500 a month when it comes to going out, having dinners, getting drinks, going on dates, any social outings. I'm about $500 per month. That's probably going out maybe 2-3 times a week. Okay, so make sure you want to factor that in as well. All right, so healthcare and insurance. So I do have experience getting STD testing here, getting testosterone testing, going to the doctors, getting a consultation. All in all, it cost me under $100 for the consultation, for the blood test, for the results, and I got it within 24 hours. And it was super efficient. I can't say enough good things about my healthcare experience, not just in Paraguay, but in Latin America. I've gotten dental, I've gotten physicals, right? I've had certain rashes. I've been to the doctors, and each time it was a good experience, and it was super affordable compared to what I would spend in the States. So Paraguay does have both public and private healthcare, and the costs are much, much lower than the US. A private doctor visit is probably spending about $20 in total. For basic healthcare in the country, $50 to $100 a month. And if you're someone like me who just wants to go out of pocket and visit, I do have insurance, but I'll share. It's not in Paraguay. It's basically nomad insurance. But you're probably spending around, what would I spend? I spend about $100, right, for an out-of-pocket hospital visit. And I put here again, I spent less than $100 for an STD test and testosterone at the hospital and a consultation. So most expats use private healthcare because it's still cheaper compared to the US if you're living here for like more than 6 to 8 months out of the year. But if you're young and you're healthy, I mean, you probably won't need full coverage. Just get emergency insurance like Safety Wing. This is what I have, all right? And I pay about $56 a month for a 36-year-old guy who's relatively healthy. So super cheap, much cheaper than I was paying in the States. I was probably paying, and keep in mind, I've always been self-employed since the age of 19. So I've always had to pay my own healthcare. And I was paying about $400 a month. $400 a month for healthcare for something that I didn't even need, to be honest. Of course, you need that for emergencies. I shouldn't say what I didn't need. But for doctor visits, I would still pay a copay. On top of that, I'd pay about $400 a month. For them to tell me, keep doing what you're doing. You're healthy. Keep doing what you're doing, right? So I would much rather pay something like Safety Wing for emergencies, which covers up to $250K if I ever needed to get like hospitals or expensive treatment, staying overnight, that sort of thing. And just go when I need to go to the doctors and spend less than $100 each visit, my opinion. All right, so let's get into the total monthly cost breakdown. If you're more the budget lifestyle person, I honestly think you can get by with $800 to $1,300 a month. All right. If you're someone who wants to room share, definitely would be easy. If you're someone who doesn't go on many dates, who doesn't have much of a social life, which I don't know why you'd be here if you did want that, but if you just wanted if you wanted to be able to purely save money and purely focus on your business and purely focus on building, yes, you can definitely get by with $800 to $1,300 a month. You're not going to have much fun. You're not going to have much of an active social life, but you can do it. If you're someone who's more mid-range lifestyle, which is probably most of you, you'll get by with $1,300 to about $2,000 a month. And if you're someone who's more the luxury traveler, who wants to live in style, you want to live in the best apartment in the best area, you want to go out multiple times a week, you have an active dating life, you have an active social life, you're probably going to be spending about $2,300, $2,500 to $3,000 a month is my opinion. You can live like a king here for around $2,500 a month for sure. So can you live in Paraguay for under $1,000 a month? Absolutely. Again, you're not going to live much, you're not going to have much fun, but you can do it. And can you live like a king for about $2,000? I'd say closer to $2,500. Definitely yes. All depends on your lifestyle, on how often you go out to eat, on where you like to go out to eat. Of course, that's going to be variable. So I'll end with this. Paraguay is one of the best kept secrets for affordable living, not only in Latin America, but also all over the world, in my opinion. And now you have a pretty good idea as far as what it can cost you specifically. So if you're serious about moving here, then drop a comment below with your biggest questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about Paraguay, anything about Latin America. If you found this video helpful, if you want more content like this about Latin America, then be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and look out for the next video.